Hi, this is Divine Amethyst, and this is the daily general reading for all signs for April 11th of 2019. So this time I decided, instead of my normal spread for you guys, that I would give you some runes. These are Elder Furthark runes crafted out of cedar. And I pulled some cards for you as well from the Earth Warriors Oracle. The cards that were pulled for you today are Pachamama, she with the Andean emerald heart. Ingoniama, honor of the ancient king. Chaska, star of Venus. And Abuela medicine, remedy of grandmothers. So there's just so much going on with the energy with this. I'm literally shaking, but there are going to be a number of great major changes going on in people's lives. And one of the things that you have to really think of is that part of this change has been because so many people have been doing the inner work. This rune right here, Manaz, talking about the self and true self-knowledge, and that's part of that is at the foundation of everything that has been pulled for you today. You have to see that you have an energy of balance that you've been working on, and that is really helping you to both embrace your humanity and the divinity that resides in each of us, and recognizing your light and your shadow sides. There's also a very clear caution with that, and with the combination of other runes and the cards that are in that, to not do anything in excess and to manage to focus on maintaining balance and trying to focus on balance to encourage the growth and development and transformation of your higher self. And there's also a very clear warning to avoid being reckless unnecessarily. So, one of the things that I found interesting is you have also represented through this the maiden, the mother, and the crone. There's so much to be read into with that. It's oh my gosh. Whew. Like I said, I'm shaking. You look at the green hummingbird that is at the center of Pachamama's heart, and you have to think about the transformation and healing of your heart as you're reborn in this new cycle and embracing the rapid change, but also looking around you to see that in order for you to embrace that rapid change, you have to embrace the balance of all of the lessons and the diversity of experiences and people around you. The message from the king, from the honor of the ancient king, you think about how lions know how to use their energy wisely, but yet also know when to spring into action and to cut through fear and negative self-talk and doubts to spring into action. And you see that in this card, he also has the different cycles and phases of the moons as his crown. And I want to bring up that the mother, the maiden, and the crone also represent the moon cycles. So what are you doing to work on yourself during the different cycles of the moon? You need to focus on going with the flow of that and putting as much work into self-love and experiencing joy in your professional life, in your spiritual life, in your love life, in your family life. What are you doing to balance those energies and to cycle through that? Because, you know, these phases can also represent the mind, the body, and the soul. And all of them represent your healing journey of transformation. You know, Shaska, one of the things that really comes through with that is you must look at the fact that her heart is a heart of gold. And yet that her embracing that heart of gold is leading to her having greater vision, as you can see with her third eye opening there. So by healing your heart of gold, embracing that shift and that liberation, it frees you to have greater abundance in all areas of your life. There's so much beauty that comes with that. And Venus is represented. Venus, you know, is a Roman goddess of love, and Aphrodite is a Greek goddess of love. But you always think about how she was always on a shell and pearls, and then in Ifa it's so Shun. And one of the things that you have to think about with water is that water is flowing, and that while water can be gentle, water can also be forceful, but it is always constantly flowing, changing, transforming. So you have to allow that water to flow through and wash away what is holding you back. You have to let it smooth your rough edges and clear what needs to be cleared in order for you to have this transformation and be properly prepared for it. You have to look to the wisdom of the elders. This also says that some of you are on journeys to become healers, and some of you are on journeys of self-healing, and sometimes there is an overlap between the two. But all of it implies that you need to seek the wisdom of an elder who does do work in healing and in energy as that goes. And you need to examine the deeper wisdom that also comes through the cycles of life and transformation. Because you see that as her crown, she has a skull, but the third eye is open on that skull. And it is right where her third eye is. So what are you getting from the lessons that you've been working on in the growth? And look for guidance to go deeper and process everything that's happened. And sometimes that guidance is within you. Sometimes it is within an elder. Because all of this, as long as you move forward wisely and carefully and thoughtfully, you're going to have these opportunities to achieve your ambitions, as represented by Fehu showing up in your runes. And you're going to have an opportunity to really show what you're made of and show what is true in yourself and making your potential real, because you also have the Odin rune talking about unlimited potential. You must have perseverance, but you must also be thoughtful, and you must be very conscientious of what you're doing. There are tests that are being presented to you that give you the opportunity to grow and evolve. And what are you doing to attempt to learn and grow and make the most of these tests? What are you going to do to break these unhealthy patterns? Because I see right here that you have everything you need in order to break the patterns that are unhealthy for you, that have caused bad situations, that put you in the path and on the road of transformation that you are in right at this very moment. You know, try to do what is just and right You know, whether it seems inconvenient or uncomfortable at different times, you know, it's not always about what's easy, it's about what's right. And that the rewards from that will be reaped. You know, there are different trees that are represented in this reading. You have the yew and the birch represented in this. And you have to reflect on what does that mean to you. You know, it talks about love and healing and protection and flexibility. And there are other things that I am still learning that I might have to go to an elder for, and I understand that. But what are you doing to be flexible, but to stand strong in your convictions and to embody what healing is through your process? What are you doing to liberate yourself from blocks that you have to financial abundance? Because part of it has been a mental pattern of thinking in a lack mindset instead of embracing the abundance that if you just open your heart to it and your mind, you have that. You are on the right path. And one of the final messages that you also have to look at for this particular daily reading, and thinking of the honor of the king and reflecting on that. What must you do to be just? Merciful. What do you have to do to embrace wisdom? These things are important in your growth and development. Behave honorably, and you will have so many blessings. So many blessings. Oh, this is so beautiful to me. Wow. And it's telling me that as one cycle is closing and you are beginning to start the pains of finally emerging out of that final step in this rebirthing process and starting on the next step, fresh and new and free and ready. I'm seeing just by the fact that with the maiden, the mother, and the crone with the moon cycles, and then the moon cycles in the lion's crown. There should be a great deal of this that will be coming to the surface for you and coming to fruition within the next moon cycle. So hold on to your seats. You have an amazing adventure ahead of you. And the worst is behind you as long as you are thoughtful and honorable as you take these next steps. Have a great day, everyone.